All right, it is BKFC boss David Feldman who's joining us. And Dave, BKFC 34 this Saturday in Florida. Historic event for you guys, right? The 50th event for BKFC. I mean, it seems like you're always hitting milestones and accomplishing new things, but I mean, this is kind of a big one, right? Does this feel like a big moment for you?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We didn't really know because we did the fight nights and then we did the numbered events. And we kind of got lost, because we're moving so fast. And they were like, "I think this is our 50th event," and we counted them, and we're like, "Man, this is our 50th event, man." I remember, John. I remember like just begging for one event, right? And then got that one event, and I didn't care how it did. I didn't that didn't matter to me. It just doing one event was unbelievable at that time, and now we essentially want to take over the world, dude. If you understand what I'm saying, like we're we're growing fast, man. But it's a lot of work. I tell you, it's a lot of work.
I know it. I see it firsthand, man. It's crazy. Well, this is a great card. Let's talk about it, man. You got Luis Palomino in the main event, pound for pound, #1 in the organization. He's taking on Tom Shoaf. Now, I'm intrigued by this one, right? Because Shoaf, when he first started in BKFC, he struggled. He wasn't doing well, but he's really caught fire now, and he thinks he's got it all figured out. And now he gets a chance to take on the pound for pound. I mean, the poster guy for the organization, Luis Palomino. So, talk to me about this fight. What do you think about the main event?
Absolutely, man. I think it's an intriguing fight because Tom Shoaf, I use this a lot. Like he learned bare knuckle. He knew how to fight, but he learned bare knuckle. He had two wars with Diego um, Garrijo at the beginning of BKFC, and they were just unbelievable wars. But he didn't really know how to fight bare knuckle at that time. He was just fighting. He learned how to fight bare knuckle now. So I'm intrigued by this as well. As you know, Luis Palomino is probably the most well schooled bare knuckle fighter that we have out there. He really knows how to fight bare knuckle. So, I'm really, really intrigued by this because I think that this is the moment that Tom's been waiting for. Is Luis taking him a little bit lightly? He has I think a 4-3 record, Tom Shoaf, so he doesn't have an undefeated record like Luis Palomino. So is he taking him a little lightly? It's in his hometown. It's in Luis Palomino's hometown. Does that affect him at all? We'll see. But usually Luis Palomino comes in as prepared as anybody in the world. He doesn't miss a beat in his training. So I'm really expecting, as long as it lasts. I don't think this one goes the distance. So I'm thinking it's going to be a barn burner for 2-3 rounds.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. I'm excited for this one. The co-main event's good as well. You got Francesco Ricci, David Mundell. Now Ricci, he's undefeated, but I talked to him and he said, "Look, I don't feel like I'm getting the love I deserve. I'm not a household name like Palomino, and he wants to get that." Meanwhile, you got Mundell, who he did have a loss to Hector Lombard a few years back, but no shame in that. He's been killing it otherwise. So I mean, a really intriguing co-main event as well, I think.
Yeah, I mean it's a big crossroads fight. I mean, it's hard to say that when Francisco Ricci is undefeated, but at the same time, some people are going, he's not really the championship material, and other people are saying, Dave Mundell is going to be a great test for him. So this is a great test because if Dave Mundell wins, he shows that he belongs there. He did fight Hector Lombard, early on in this, and he gave him all he could handle. And now we have Francisco Ricci, who always finds a way to win. Even coming back from that unfortunate incident where he broke his trachea and he was in a coma for a while, and he came back and then won the championship. So if you're not rooting for Francisco Ricci a little bit, I don't think you have a pulse. But at the end of the day, another great fight, and I'm really looking forward to it, man.
I love it. Great storylines, I think, behind. I mean, I think both the main and the co-main are just going to be great fights, but they've got great storylines as well. So that's why I'm so intrigued by these two. And I know if you look up and down the rest of the card, I mean, Howard Davis looks like a guy that you need to keep keep your eyes on, a name to remember. Jocelyn Jones-Lybarger, that's an MMA veteran that some UFC and MMA fans may remember. Any other names that pop out to you on the undercard that like really you think people will enjoy watching?
Yeah, I think we have Brian Duran. Brian Duran, he's 2 or 3-0 with us right now. I think he's going to be really someone to look at. We got a lot of really good prospects coming up on this card as well. Howard Davis, I'm excited to see how he handled that hand injury and how he comes back from that, because he did look like superstar material to me. Broke his hand in that Jimmy Rivera fight, and now he's back. So I'm really looking forward to see how what he's going to look like. We got a lot of really good up and comers on that card. It's going to be a fantastic event. We also have the guy that fought Chad Mendez, Joshua Fames Alvarez. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do, because this is like a renewed return for him. Like, he dedicated himself this time. He told me he's giving it all. I told him, I said, look, win, lose, or draw, if you don't look sensational in this fight, you're done with the organization. So I think that he's going to come, and I think you're going to see a brand new Fames.
Yeah, definitely not a sport you can prepare for kind of part time and do it while you're out doing the music business and that sort of thing. You got to dedicate yourself. So 50th
Sure.
event is this weekend, of course, on the BKFC app as always, but not the last event of the year. I mean, you touched on taking over the world. I mean, you still got December 10th in Thailand. I guess I just wanted to ask you, how is the sport fitting in over there? Because obviously it just seems like such a great fit. I mean, you think of Thailand, you think of obviously Muay Thai. I mean, they're the elbows, the knees. Yes, they're using gloves, but they're used to, striking arts. I got to think it's a great fit over there. How are you seeing the growth of BKFC in Thailand?
Unbelievable. It's doing great. I mean, the crowds get bigger and bigger. All the fighters want to fight. As you know, transitioning off of this to March 18th is when we're going to do Sanchai versus Bukau. In that legend matchup, and that's going to be an amazing event. But that didn't just come out of midair. It came from the popularity of bare knuckle fighting in Thailand, and that's why that fight was able to happen. The popularity there is just skyrocketing. Nick Chapman over there, who's the guy who's heading BKFC Thailand, is doing a phenomenal job. We're going to end up in the Philippines. We were supposed to do Cambodia, but we switched it back to Thailand. All those countries over there, I mean, they're really, really excited about this sport, and it's going great. And I know you know we're also coming off a great event. We had our second event in the UK last weekend. It was a really, really tremendous fight. Great energy, great crowds, great fight. So we're excited about the international growth.
That's awesome, man. So much going on. And you're going to be in my backyard later this month as well. I saw open tryouts at the Venetian Expo December 16th and 17th. Look, by the way, tryouts not only for fighters. I saw tryouts for ring girls as well. I mean, that'll be an entertaining side of it as well. But talk to me about what you're looking for, these open tryouts. If a fighter wants to go show up and they say, hey, I think I got what it takes to do this, what do the open tryouts entail, and what are you looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for someone that has it, and not necessarily do you have to be the best fighter in the world, do you have to be the best talker in the world, but you got to be a combination of both, and that's what I'm looking for. So we're obviously not going to be able to test everything out there at the tryouts. It's at the it's during the Mr. Olympia, which is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be 40,000 people there. We have some of our champions are coming out, Lorenzo Hunt, and some other guys are coming out as well that we're going to announce in the next couple of days. What we're looking for is, we're going to look at their fundamentals there, right? There's not much you can tell without getting punched back in the face, and they can't do that there. So we're going to check, after that, we'll check out their credentials and what their record looks like and who they fought, and look up some tape of some of the guys we're interested in. But the real thing, we want to see how they can talk, how they can answer the questions that we're going to ask them, how they are in front of the camera, how they can sell themselves. But obviously, if you can sell yourself and you can't fight at all, you don't belong here. And if you can fight like some of our fighters are, well, I think some of the best fighters in the world, and they can't sell themselves at all. So we're kind of stuck in the middle. So we're kind of looking for a crossroads of that. And hopefully we can find some really, really good, nice young talent to groom in bare knuckle.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's the fight business, right? I mean, it is, of course, about winning and losing, but it's also about the entertainment business as well. It's different than maybe traditional stick and ball sports. You got to be able to sell it a little bit as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's what we're looking for. And look, it's just going to be a lot of people are going to be there. A lot of really famous people. They're going to see what we're doing. People that don't know what we're doing. We're going to have tapes going. We're going to give out free app subscriptions. We're going to do things to really get this thing moving. That's the big plan and the push for 2023 is to get just all the eyeballs on this thing. Now we developed it how we wanted to develop it. We have everything, logistically that we really wanted to get down. We have everybody interested in fighting in this organization. Now we have to attack the eyeballs, and that's what we're really doing for 2023.
I love it. Well, mentioning 2023, I mean, I guess give us some teases. What can we expect? I mean, I see you're making a play for Nate Diaz. I mean, is that serious? We still got the Greg Hardy, debut to make. I mean, give us what's on the list for 2023.
Yeah, Greg Hardy will be in attendance at that December 3rd fight. We're going to have a sit down and decide when his next fight is. Actually, yesterday the reason why I had to push off your interview yesterday, I was actually sitting with Eddie Alvarez, and we were discussing some things, and we're definitely making a play for Eddie Alvarez. We are certainly making a play for Nate Diaz. I just want to be able to lock Zach down, his agent, get him locked down to a time next week, and see if we can make the right kind of offer. I know we can. It's does he want to fight this sport? That's really what it's all going to come down to. I don't think it's going to be a money thing with us because we're probably going to offer him more than anyone else out there is going to offer him. But I think it's going to be, does he want to fight bare knuckle, right? And we have some intriguing matchups for him, especially with some of the guys that are in play and in the conversation right now. I just had a talk with Chad Mendez's team, and we're going to sit down and talk in December about what's next for him. I have a couple things for him too that I think are going to be pretty cool. I know you saw we signed Austin Trout, former two-time world boxing champion, fought a very, very close fight with Alvarez. He's going to be making his debut in February in Albuquerque against a really, really popular guy who the contract's not signed yet, but it's going to be a really intriguing thing there. And then, Mike Perry, what he has coming up in February as well, which I'll be able to drop that announcement any day when I lock in who it's going to be. There's 2 or 3 guys that are in the wheelhouse for him. One of them I already mentioned. We had a lot of big things really happening. Like I said, we're going after everybody. We really, truly are. And I don't mean, look, if there's someone out there that needs $30 million to fight, we're probably not going after him, but we're going after almost everybody else in the industry. And, I think that 2023 is our year, man. I really, really think it. I feel it. Like, it's just weird. It's different now. It's funny, man, because like I'm in the drugstore yesterday actually, and dude's like, BKFC, you Feldman, holy shit, that's the best thing in the world. Then I went to the fucking bagel store like 5 minutes later, and another guy was like, you that guy. So it's getting out there. What I mean is it's just people are starting to recognize us more. They're starting to recognize our fighters more, the popularity of it. I mean, almost everybody that you ask now, did you ever hear of bare knuckle? They heard of it, right? They just don't necessarily know what it is, and we're going to teach them what it is in 23.
100%. That's well said. I think you look at the last 12 months, I really believe it's changed just in the last 12 months, going from kind of searching for recognition and searching for, hey, people see that it's okay. That I think now people are like, okay, no, this sport is actually very fun. And you're bringing these big recognizable names. And let me just say, Eddie Alvarez, I mean, look, Nate Diaz, of course. I mean, everybody wants to see Nate Diaz fight, but Eddie Alvarez and bare knuckle, let's get that locked up, can we?
We're two Philly guys, so it would be fun to get him on the roster. It would be awesome. We're going to be making him a very significant offer early next week, and we'll see what happens with him. I know he's got a couple other options, but I think this, a couple of the matchups that I discussed with him really, really intrigues him. So, hopefully we can get that done. But man, you're right. Like, this year was different. It was like, it's like, imagine in 2018 when I started this, or even 2019, I go, the biggest free agent in combat sports comes available. No one's asking me if I'm signing him ever. I'm not even in the conversation. Now, Ariel put something out and people are going, oh my God, is he going to BKFC? Is he going to Bellator? Who's he going to? So we're in the conversation, and, we're doing what we have to do. We get all this funding behind us in 2023, and I think it's really game over for us.
Phenomenal. Well, we look forward to the growth, but before next year and all that excitement, you got BKFC 34 this Saturday, as always, live on the BKFC app. I mean, I hear a lot of people say it, best deal in combat sports, right? I mean, $4.99 a month, and you get all those events. I mean, why would you not watch it? Nice feed, man. It looks good. I mean, great production. Why would you miss it, right?
Absolutely. That's the BKFC app. It's on the App Store. It's on the Google Play. It's you can get it on all the different TVs now too. It's only $4.99 a month or $49.99 for the entire year. You're getting, I don't know, 20 pay-per-view events included in that. So it's a significant value. It's a great product, and I'm not just telling any more people. When you watch it, you will keep tuning in. It's a great product. So anybody out there that hasn't watched BKFC before, I really implore you to tune into this thing and watch this sport, before it really takes off. It's about to really take off. We have some big potential television deals on the table right now. We just signed 34 different international deals actually in the past 2 weeks, which is phenomenal for us. We went from, like 2 and 18, like 5 and 19, a little more in the last couple of years, and to really turn up the volume now, where we're going to be in over 50 different countries this year, live, not available on the app in 50 different countries, really 50 different television deals is a significant move for BKFC.
Incredible, man. That is great news, Dave. Well, best of luck in the continued growth. Obviously, we'll be watching, and first we'll be watching this Saturday night for BKFC 34. Looks like a fun event on paper. I can't imagine it won't deliver, so we'll be watching, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks for your coverage. I'll see you in a few weeks.